Hi everyone, welcome to our ITDC Live English class, and this is Kamal Hussain, Assistant English Teacher of Ibn Tasmin School College. Dear students, actually this is a review class, and these classes are for the class 6 and 7 as subject English, and this is the part of basic grammar. Here is this corner. Here is written down sentence, tense, and persons. Actually, this is the main or principal basic grammar. So today I'm gonna teach to all of you about sentences. I'm just gonna review about assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative, optative, exclamatory sentence. Dear students, there are two kinds of sentences are there in our English grammar. Like structural and by the meaning. In structural, there are three kinds of sentences like simple, complex, and compound. But I'm gonna teach to you all today about the meaning of the sentence. There are 5 kinds of sentences in the English grammar of meaning, like assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative, or exclamatory sentence. Before the classes, I told the class, but this is a review class. I again said. Assertive. First of all, we have to know how can we know this is an assertive sentence. Actually, when an assertive sentence, you have to say the sentence is explaining about subject or object. Like here is a sentence: I eat rice. There, I is a person, and it's explaining about him that I eat rice. That means I'm doing something. This is I'm explaining, I'm doing something, I'm eating. So this is assertive sentence. Actually, this assertive sentence has a structure like subject. First of all, you can get the subject. Then you will find out the verb, object, or extension. So this way, as usual, the junior classes. So you can find out the subject. How can you find out the subject in a sentence? How can you find out the verb in a sentence? And how can I identify the object or extension in a sentence? This is very simple, Before the class, I taught to you about some deeply basic grammar, like subject. How can you find a subject? Whenever you get find out anything, whenever you can identify any word, any person or anything like subject or extension, you have to memorize the verb. The main thing is the verb. If you identify the verb, you can find out the subject, object, or extension anywhere. So verb. So this is the verb. Whenever you can do anything, all of the thing you do this are verb. Like eat that means to do something. To do something. I'm teaching all of you. This is a task. So it is a verb. As usual, it is a verb. So before the verb, you can find out the subject. In the assertive sentence, before the verb, that this is a verb, and before the verb, this word is a subject. And after the verb, this word is an object or extension. So how can you find out this is an object or extension? This is very simple. Whenever the double question like what, how, when, where, was, whom, etc. There are lots of double question in our English grammar. So whenever you're asking the question to the verb about what or whom, answer is object. Like I eat. What do you eat? What do you eat? What I eat? Rice. The answer is rice. So whenever you asking the verb about what or whom, you can find out the object. And there are another double question like when, where, who. Everything is our extension, including like I eat rice. I eat rice every morning. In this sentence, this is a subject, this is a verb, this is object, and this is an extension because every morning when and how many times. this every morning. So this is called extension. Okay. So whenever you wanna ask any sentence in assertive sentence, you have to sorry, you have to say that I is a subject, because before the assertive sentence has the first of all the subject, and then it, and the rest is the object and extension. So this is called assertive sentence. So dear students, another is number 2, interrogating. So what is interrogative sentence? So first of all, I want to tell that I want to speak that this, if you find out any interrogative sentence, any sentences, you have to remember that interrogative sentence must have a question mark. There is a question mark. You know, do you know me? Do you know me? That means this is a sentence, and here is a question mark. In the sentence, in the end of the point is question mark. So whenever you get to find out any question mark in any sentences, you have to call the sentences an interrogative sentence. So, dear students, do you know me? And right now there is a structure of interrogative sentence. First of all, auxiliary verb, then subject, then principal verb, then object or extension, and question mark. As usual, we identify the question mark, and that's why this is an interrogative sentence. Besides, you can find out by the structure, like auxiliary verb. This is auxiliary verb and this is the principal verb. So you are asking me, or your question is, what is auxiliary verb and what is a principal verb? Okay, so principal verb and auxiliary verb you can find out in a sentence, any sentences. Like this is my perspective. Like if you get there are 2 or more verbs in a sentence, 2 or more, not a single verb, 2 or more verbs, and the end of the verb is a principal verb, and before the all the verbs are auxiliary verb. Like here is a verb, just a single verb, that means this is a principal verb. There is a it, that means this is a single verb and this is a principal verb, but there are 2 verbs, do and know. You can ask me, sir, how can I find out? You must know, you have to memorize the all verbs. If you memorize the verb, you can identify the verb. If you don't memorize the verb, you can't identify the verb, because you have to memorize and you have to know the vocabulary meaning or anything. Okay, know is a verb and do is a verb. So these are 2 verbs here in the sentences. So the last one is a principal verb and first one is a auxiliary verb. If you get the 2 or more verbs there, like I have been suffering from fever for 5 days. Here are 3 verbs, like have, been, suffering. So suffering the last one, so that's why suffering is a principal verb, and there are 2 verbs are before the principal verb. So 2 verbs are auxiliary verb. Okay. So auxiliary verb plus subject plus principal verb plus object or extension plus question mark. So this is called an interrogative sentence. Now I have to understand you about imperative sentence. So first of all, you can ask me, sir, how can I find out this is a imperative sentence? You have to know. You can identify by the rules of here. There are first of all, shurute, principal verb. Principal verb, that means just a single verb. First of all, in the sentences, whenever you can first the verb, this is called a principal verb. You can find it also please or kindly, do not, or never, or late. Whatever you can find out in the first of all the sentence, you can say this that is the imperative sentence. Like do the sun. This is a principal verb, and these are a noun. Principal verb. As usual, this is a principal verb. The main verb is the first of the sentence. That's why this is an imperative sentence. Okay. If I write down here, please do the sum. So please at the first of all the sentence, please, that's why it's an imperative sentence. Okay, if I write down here, do not do the work. So if I write down this do not at the first of the sentence, you have to say this sentence is an imperative sentence. You can also write down here, okay, never do the sum. Never do the first of the sentence is never. That's why this is an imperative sentence. Okay, if you find out late let us. Whenever find out the let is the first of the sentence, you have to say this sentence is an imperative sentence. So this students, first of all, you have to find out the principal verb or is please or kindly do not never or let. This is the called the sentence of imperative sentence. I will do more practice after the sentence. Okay. The fourth one is a optative sentence. So first of all, what is optative sentence? Whenever you can find out someone praying for you or someone wishing something, this is about optative sentence, right? So just here I write down a structure. First of all, I'm gonna tell you about the structure of optative sentence. First of all, main plus subject plus principal verb, that means main verb, object or extension. This is called optative sentence. Or there are another structure like long live plus subject. If you find out the long live the king, long live our president, long live our president. Just whenever you are just starting long live, this is called optative sentence. Like here is the starting point of main, and there is no question mark here. Is there any question mark here? No, there is no question mark. This is full stop. As usual, there is full stop, and at the first of all main. So that's why this sentence is a optative sentence, because main plus subject plus principal verb plus object verb. Sorry, object or extension. Main plus subject plus principal verb plus object or extension. That means this is an optative sentence. Okay, yes, students. The another final one is exclamatory. What is exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentence, that means you are just surprising. Someone surprise you, or you are surprising someone. Like this our sentence exclamatory sentence. There is also there are 2 or 3 more structure, but I'm gonna write down here structure. First of all, what or how. In the interrogative sentence, you also find out the what or how. But this sentence and this sentence are so different, because this sentence will introduce you interrogating. Just you are asking someone, but exclamatory sentence you are surprising someone. Okay, the structure is what or how plus a or an. A1 will fit it for the what, plus adjective or adverb. There can be also object, subject, and finally after the verb plus exclamation mark. So this is the sentence here. For examples here, what a nice bird it is. What? The first of all is what. As usual, we are staying here. What? That's why we have to take one for the A. Plus adjective or adverb, object, subject, verb, and exclamation mark. Most of the exclamatory sentence has a verb in the end of the sentence. So that's why this is a auxiliary. This is a exclamatory sentence. Also, how funny you are. Just imagine how funny you are. You are just surprising. What a nice word it is. Wow, this is a nice word. What a nice word it is. You are just expressing yourself as surprising something. I'm gonna surprised. Like what a nice word it is. So here is a exclamation mark. Whenever you can find out the exclamation mark in any sentences, you have to say the sentence is exclamatory sentence. Like, hooray, we have won the game. Hooray. Whenever you are using this interjection, and after the interjection, you must have to use the exclamation mark. And that's why this sentence is an exclamatory sentence. Now, dear students, so I'm just explaining the sentence part, and after the classes. After the next classes, I will teach you about space or personal space. So let's try again. All of the sentences are the meaning by the meaning of the sentence: assertive, interrogative, imperative, operative, exclamatory. If you don't find out the sentences or any of the sentences, you can do the textual grammar. So you have to memorize, or you have to just understand the point of the sentences, and you will benefited for the classes, for the next classes, because you will find out the structure. Okay, dear students, so today I can leave from here. about this is the end part of the class, so that's why be safe and be stay up here at your home. And this is the COVID-19 is not clearly from our country or from another country. There are no vaccine in our country, so be touched with our classes, because you can you will get the examination paper after the month of these classes. So be careful there, and if you have any comments, you must comment to me or comment in my messenger or comment to our group. I will solve the problem, inshallah. So dear students, be happy, Allah Hafiz, and stay with our classes.